First of all, good morning. Welcome to Brussels. Welcome to Eurasia. We're developing 5 modules within the context of the project, and they deal with a range of issues. Interestingly, when we meet with our Europeans, we realize and understand just how much the same issues are being discussed in Europe and in Israel. Sometimes we like to think that we're an isolated island, but at the end of the day, we realize that maybe to different degrees or different focus points, but we're all dealing with the same issues. I very much see today's exercise as lifelong learning, to use Brussels language for the Bologna process, where we ourselves will, with Marianne, with our European colleagues and among ourselves, improve on our presentation skills, building up as teachers, as university administrators. I think we all are partner to a process of lifelong enrichment, and we have to see it that way.
I think a good presentation, you will have at least these 4 intersecting elements. There is the presenter who, and of course, when we come across to the other side, you know, you're thinking, if you look at all the P's, even the person, persona, presence, personality, presentation itself, performance, because it is about holding and captivating your audience. It is also, of course, about preparation, about having a focus, about being sharp.
Some of the particularly exciting ones, diversity, accessibility, are key areas, obviously, of the United Nations, where we're trying to make people more aware of each other, and we're trying to get more engagement with different societies and people with learning difficulties as well as disabilities, etc. So understanding that in a learning context is absolutely critical. So I don't see how you could not want to do a module like that, which would give you a much broader sensitivity to your potential student audience, which is really, really important.
The goals of TeachEx, of improving higher education in Israel, of talking about maybe the unique aspects of who's part of this project, which institutions are part of it. They're very, very diverse, okay, with reaching different kind of populations, both private and public. Teacher education institutions, which maybe is not characteristic of a lot of these kinds of projects. And in different parts of Israel and different parts of Europe, they touch different kinds of populations and what that means.
For example, establishing a safe learning climate, a climate where students trust the teachers. First, to establish for them a culture where they feel free to ask their questions. That is proven to be an effective way of teaching. Students don't learn, people don't learn when there is no safe climate. How you make a safe climate in an Israeli context, in special education, in higher education, in Uganda or in the Netherlands, that makes a difference. But establishing a safe climate is the first step.
My take home from the project so far is that the same issues that we feel are important are also important, whether it's in Groningen, Cork, or Krakow. So I'm happy with the progress that we're making. I'm even happier with the dialogue that we've been creating with our European partners, and I'm hopeful that that dialogue will continue beyond the scope of the project.
Nothing ever is, something is always becoming. So with the idea of innovative teaching methods, well, what was innovative 5 minutes ago may be not innovative now. So I think we have to look at what we're doing as in a way, as a process. And the process, we're going to have an end result, but we should realize the end result is not an end result, because we'll be always modifying it and changing it to meet the realities of forward teaching and new things that come our way.
The newer institutions, mine included, were born, and you're working, you're doing, you're putting out fires, and you're building yourself. This is what Israel is known for. Israel is known for creative juices in a messy environment, pushing yourself forward. What Europe, and I apologize, I'm being overgeneralized, but Europe is known for sitting down, coming up with a process, thinking it through strategically, and seeing it through with quality checks and measures. My point is, though, the coming together of these two different systems is very provocative, and for us, we learned greatly from them. At the beginning of the project, we tried to define, at least for the purposes of the project, what is teaching excellence.
In Israel, it's not something that's taken for granted that there's a Center for Teaching Excellence in each institution. So one of our goals is to institute that in areas where there aren't, and one of the other goals is to upgrade the Centers for Teaching Excellence where they exist already.
One of the contributions of Tempus and the European Erasmus programs is it says that if you want to benefit, you really benefit by sharing. And when you share knowledge, you all gain. And I think this is a real change in Israeli academia, and the fact that we have 3 teaching colleges working together and collaborating on these different modules is a reflection of that. How can we talk about excellence in teaching if we don't have the students involved?
How students should learn. So just like they always did, right? Wrong. You know that. You do the same thing, and this is the whole idea of TeachEx. It's not teaching them the way they studied for so many years before.
And I like the idea of a different way of thinking, and I like the creativity it gets the lecturers to go into, which in my eyes will definitely get the students to do the same. And being creative is innovating. Being creative is more opportunities. Being creative is something that can help someone also in a personal aspect of thinking.
If we are looking at our organization and think about how to make the organizational change, we need to think of different ways to touch different faculty.
Also important for us is to use this project, this Erasmus Plus project, to try new ideas of how to work with our staff or with our teacher. So what is the workshop that we started with? And we try to use different methods in order to assess it through the pilot and to see what is most useful or what kind of diversity we suggest for teachers who like to learn.
You're not there to cover because you couldn't possibly cover everything. Because, for example, the internet is an infinite resource, so we're supposed to uncover so that students discover. We've been far too obsessed with covering.
So
one can never cover enough.
Are you willing to sign a diploma to a partial engineer and then walk on the bridge that he...
What I'm teaching him is how to be an engineer, how to think like an engineer. I can't possibly cover every single engineering project in the 4 years of a degree because it takes 40 years to be the best engineer maybe I can be. But what I can give him are the fundamentals and the basic concepts and how to think critically about the engineering problems.
When's your taxi, by the way?
I better get out. I want to talk about wanting to get away.